ברשות מורה ורבותיי.
שמיים.
שבוע טוב. I was the session, late night sessions in the summer. אני שיהיה בשורות טובות, שיהיה בנחת. We'll start from the parasha and then we'll go into the lecture, the subject of the lecture, which is called the Sefirat HaOmer. One of the rabbis explains that when we left Egypt, we had to wait 49 days to receive the Torah. We had to go through 49 gates. And each gate has its own name and its own challenge, that after you pass the challenge, you get the key. And in the 49 days, which is the Malchut of the Malchut, we are ready to come to Shavuot. This is one of the reasons that after we count 49 days, we just go home. Just after 24 hours, the holiday starts. But there is a small trap over here that if somebody is in a prison, and he has 49 gates to go out for free, and he was able, with a lot of luck, to get 48 gates open, he's still in prison. So over here, the problem is that it's not that, of course, theoretically, every opening of a gate progress a person to be a free person, but the bottom line is the 49. So, this Rabbi Cohen from Yerushalayim said that the Rosh HaMekubalim, these 49 gates has to be open, all of them. Then a person has the feeling of a real Ben Chorin, a real free person. And those of you who learns about the secret of the Torah, so every day has, beside a number, he has a title. Today, for instance, today it's called the Hod Shebegvura. And how it's working, and how it's applied to us, and how can we change it. We will talk about it. And it starts from our parasha in a very interesting halacha. I say in the morning, Parashat Kedoshim, Hashem tells us you have to be holy because I am holy. So you can say, Hashem, you're holy, but you know, to be you, it's very difficult. So our Chaim is big, we have to be holy. When we become holy and work on ourselves, we holifying the name of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's called Kiddush Shem Shamayim. Therefore we say in Kaddish it Gedal V'Itkadash, we holify the name of Hashem by our actions. So one of the violations of the Torah, which is a very big violation and very severe violation, it says in Parasha Vayikra Kaf, Pasuk 17, ואיש אשר ייקח את אחותו בת אביו ובת אמו וראה את ערוותה, ויתר את ערוותו חסד הוא ונכרתו לעיני בני עמם, ערוות אחותו גילה עוונו יישא. Talks about if a brother decided to marry his sister, for a father or for a mother, and they want to have children, and they want to live like husband and wife, we call it a very severe violation. But then the Torah says, Chesed hu.
Chesed could be in plus or minus.
There's no chesed over here.
Because we know with Ishmael, he did too much chesed, and then he was on the other spectrum where he would do a prohibition. He first started with helping people, right?
Yeah, but isn't the question? Rashi says on the spot, Chesed hu, from Aramaic it's a word of shame. Chisuda. Stid in Rashi.
Right, discretion.
But then the Midrash bring and say, Umidrasho, אם תאמר איך קין עשה אחותו. You remember the story with Cain and Hevel?
Yes.
Eventually Cain killed Hevel and married his own sister. How can we say that if it's not good, how can we start?
It was chesed of Hashem.
אז חסד עשה הקדוש ברוך הוא לבנות עולמו ממנו, שנאמר עולם חסד ייבנה.
Okay.
You have to start somewhere. So in the beginning it was not a prohibition. Hashem made us chesed and let this Cain and his sister start to build life. Because this was the first time that מלשון עולם חסד ייבנה. Why it's chesed? How is it chesed in English? Mercy? Kindness. Why is kindness? So, I'm teaching you something now that in order to start something in life, it has to start with chesed. This is the way to start things in life.
Meaning you start good.
You start with chesed. The Sefirat HaOmer, we say a pasuk, ואומר לך בדמי חיי, ואומר לך בדמי חיי. You know this pasuk? You know where it's coming from, this pasuk?
Yeah.
From where? From the book of Yechezkel. And what is the story there? HaKadosh Baruch Hu, through the Yechezkel, is telling us a story. A very sad love story. He says that there was a young man walking in the street, and he saw that there is a baby girl that was just born, and she was thrown on the street, left by her mother, and she was still with all the leftover of the birth and the delivery. And this young person, young person, he took her home, and he called the lady, and they washed her, and he took care of her, and he paid for her food, and for her clothing, and for education. And when she became 14 or 15, he was, let's say, 25, 28, it was very obvious that he's going to marry her as his wife. And he married her. And then one day he comes home, so she left her a message that she ran away with another person. So at the beginning, when he found his baby, כתוב, "ומלך בדמייך, מלך בדמי חיי." So they describe this love story, this failing love story between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Am Yisrael. That he took them from Egypt like a baby, and he took care of them, and he made them, and he brought them to Israel. And then the first time they had a chance to go to worship idols, they left God, they abandoned God. So why do we say, why would we this pasuk to put in B'damai Chai, B'damai Chai? Because the essence of Sefirat HaOmer is we have to go from very low level to high level, but you have to know this cleaning process of Hashkafa, of Emunah, to bring a person to the level of Oved Hashem. But at the beginning, when Hashem started with us, and this is basically the beginning of Sefirat HaOmer, the Chesed Shebechesed. You're just kind, without no explanation, without no nivazrat, no return, no nothing. You're just kind. This is husband to wife, wife to husband. I'm using like husband and wife because something that you understand, especially young couples. This is what he's talking to them. So everything starts from chesed. What does chesed mean? What does kindness mean? If I give you something and want something in return, it's not chesed, it's called business. Give and take. Chesed is one-sided. You give and don't wait for returns. This is simple. You're just nice, you're just kind person. Without accounting. All this accounting doesn't call chesed. But what is today Sefirah, this week's Sefirah, the Sefirat HaGvura. What does Sefirat HaGvura mean?
Strength.
Strength. What does it mean, strength?
Strength to control.
Control yourself. Anger management, eating management, talking management, all this.
All the management.
All the managements. זה נקרא גבורה. How is the Kabbalistic thing of the 7 days of Chesed בגבורה, גבורה שבגבורה, תפארת שבגבורה, נסח, הוד, יסוד, מלכות, how it's feasible, what does it mean to us? Which gate we have to open in ourselves and to go to this gate in order to be zoche, to come to Kabbalat HaTorah on Shavuot, and say, okay, Hashem, we open all the gates. So, Chesed שבגבורה means something very simple. Let's talk about husband and wife. Let's say your husband really drove you crazy. He just called at the last minute, he had another 17 guests, they never told you about it. Just 17. You had 20, another 17 in the list. He said, what's the big deal? And you're about to take all the management aside. So what do we say? מה זה נקרא חסד שבגבורה? חסד שבגבורה. חסד שבגבורה, what we say, the first thing. No matter what, I am going to control myself and not be upset with my husband. For my concern, he can bring 50 people, not 17 people extra. Then he can חסד שבגבורה. Why? It's not why bring, why didn't bring, why there's chesed שבגבורה. Chesed. I just want to be nice. No brain, no understanding, no common sense, just chesed. Chesed, we don't ask questions. If you ask questions, not chesed anymore. Okay? Chesed שבגבורה mean, or let's say your wife really drove you crazy. So you say, ריבונו של עולם, no matter what she's saying, I'm quiet. Chesed. Not because she deserves, not because you deserve, not because you're ish chayil, she's et chayil. Chesed שבגבורה. Everything starts from chesed. Not getting upset. It doesn't mean that you're right or you're wrong or she right or you're wrong. No, I do wrong. מה זה chesed? Just take it. Okay. But you tell me, but to be like this, you feel that you're going to be abused and you're going to end up the game. Then you can go to vacation, you're going to go crazy. Then you have to go to the next level. It's called גבורה שבגבורה. So מה זה חסד שבגבורה? Why you keep yourself? Why the husband and wife keep themselves from not arguing?
Chesed.
חסד. יש בזה שכל? No. Common sense? No. What there is over there, Roma? Chesed. Just to be a nice person. But, of course, when we have to chesed, you have to go to the next level, which is called גבורה שבגבורה. מה זה גבורה שבגבורה? גבורה is to be strength. גבורה שבגבורה is a deeper understanding of this, which really is telling you that that by me be kind now and not let my anger to come out, I am helping myself to be a better person. At the beginning, you feel mercy, you feel kind, you feel chesed. Now it's not like this. Now it's the גבורה שבגבורה mean I'm doing for me, I'm teaching myself I'm going inside myself and I'm going to my ego point and my Yetzer Hara and my Meshugat and my craziness, and I'm helping myself. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong, just helping yourself. Am I clear what I'm saying?
No.
So the, huh?
Internal.
Huh?
Internal.
Yeah, but again, your wife really made you crazy. She really made it, there is and it's interesting now you mentioned it, there was something just to calm down. My daughter from Israel, she sent me a nice thing. It's if it wasn't funny, it was sad, but she said that there was a 15 women class how to make them better women.
Their wives.
How to make the wives better wives to the husband. So the teacher, the Rabbani, told them, when was the last time you told to your husband that you love him? They say, 2 months ago, today, yesterday, So I tell, when the last time you texted them that you loved them? She said, we didn't do it. First time you're going to make a text. Send to your husband that I love you, and I miss you, and I want to see what are the 15 reactions. There were 15 reactions altogether. The first reaction was, Apiat accident. Another time car accident. The second one was, stop with how much you want. Stop with this, how much you want. The third one says,
Who is it?
forget about it. And don't go to your father-in-law, to my father-in-law this Shabbat. Number 4, who is this? Number 5, tell me whom it will say, well, if you want, we're going to be homicide tonight. Kamuti Paslarait. Number 6 was, I love you too. This was the only one. Number 7 say, Apiat is a berimel Another time pregnant story. Number 8 was that all kind of very few of the men really respond properly. Everybody was looking, what is the hidden agenda, so I say, I don't believe you, all kind of, as when we walk about the Gvura of the Gvura mean, whatever I'm doing and I'm trying to now not to turn my personality to anger and my situation to anger, I'm helping myself. Just help yourself. It's like a kind of medication that you're taking. So for you at this moment, your husband and your wife is a kind of medication. Then you're going inside Gvura Sheba Gvura, it's very down inside of you, because this is, now I'm working on myself. Now I'm working on the Vilna Gaon used to hire a person to come every week to tell him how bad he is and how wrong he is. Baruch Hashem, I have enough, I don't have to pay it, I get them for free, but he used to pay for this. Baruch Hashem, at least one thing I don't have to pay. So they tell you how bad he is, and then they say thank you because it's like medication. Because people, when we talk about ourselves, it's like, I told you a few times, somebody comes to the psychiatrist and say, I have problems, so the psychiatrist say, start from the beginning, so we say, okay, when I created the world, it was just, so we have these issues in our life. So, מה זה גבורה שבגבורה רום? גבורה שבגבורה means that when the wife or your partner or somebody makes you very upset and you don't get upset, you are helping yourself to grow up. Helping yourself, nobody else, by you being quiet. It doesn't mean that they're right. It doesn't mean that you're wrong. It just means that you're working on yourself. And it's something very deep. זה נקרא גבורה. מה זה תפארת שבגבורה? תפארת, no. תפארת, whenever you talk about teferet, you talk about the Torah. Torah point of view. You tell to yourself, you know what, my wife is wrong, I work on myself, but the more important thing, this is Hashem will. Which is important. Hashem will is me not to be angry now, not to get angry now. Do you see we're taking out of the right and wrong, prejudgmental, justice, prav, nivrav? We don't put it into consideration. Why? Because when you start to judge, you're going to go to no entrance zones. Nobody can go over there. So what is number 3 you tell to yourself? Hashem wanted, no matter what, the will of Hashem. So it should be okay, no? So I'm kind, it's for myself, the will of Hashem. Why need another 4? Number 4, it starts to become difficult. What is number 4? No? חסד גבורה תפארת, נצח. נצח. מה זה נצח? מה זה נצח? נצח, מה זה נצח רון? You know? נצח? נצח זה משה רבנו, ונצח זה אמת. At this moment, now it's a very sensitive point. You're moving from anger management, will of Hashem, to you. Usually there we fail. Netzach we say, the right thing now is to be quiet.
But that's Hashem will.
Same thing. No. Hashem will is to a wife to prepare to her husband the food every day. But if the wife knows that this is what is the right thing to do, she'll do it in a much different way. Because this is the right thing to do. She can make the food and she say, Mishi berachavotenu, and put his mother-in-law and this and that. This is
the
nothing.
right thing to do doesn't mean she likes it.
No, now she starts to like it. But he has to go through this. It won't come to this point. He won't come from this point.
Until you go to 3
steps. It won't work differently. Again, to come to a point that not to be upset is really the right thing, is very difficult. Why? Because you decided that she's wrong. And she decided that you're wrong.
Right.
So in order to come to the point, number 4, the level number 4 is very sensitive. זה משה רבנו. מה זה משה רבנו? משה רבנו זה אמת. זה נצח. זה מנצח. Not because Hashem asked me to do it. Not because I'm working on myself.
But this event can come only when Hashem will is in place.
It's a continuity of this. But it cannot go up before this.
Before.
Why? Because how many people will say, Rabbi, I keep mitzvot, but I don't feel the importance of this. נכון? But you keep the mitzvot.
Right.
But you didn't internalize it.
Okay.
So Netzach, Vehod, which are the legs, the foundation, this is a very, over there, you're just coming now to you. At the beginning is much more from things of to be kind and to work on myself and what Hashem wants. But the number 4 and 5 is what is the right thing to do. What is the right thing to do?
To make my life happy.
Huh?
To make my life happy.
What's the right thing to do? At this moment, my right thing is no to get upset because this is the right thing. I'm not doing favor to my wife. I'm not helping myself. I'm not listening to Hashem only. This is
Correct.
the right thing to do. And this is the order. Roma, what is the right thing to do now? Put it in the
The default,
pocket.
the standard default.
what?
It's the standard default. אבל השאלה בנקודה, how to internalize it at that point when you need it. Because at that point you need it, you're not thinking always. זה יפה בשיעור, אבל מתי זה ניסיון, זה כבר לא מעניין אותך.
So I'll give you my photograph with this 7-layer cake. And you have to go, what is the
Where I'm standing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you explode. You remind me of this Bukharian woman. She came to the doctor and he gave her the whole thing about
Diet.
about high cholesterol and high sugar and the diabetes. So after he finished the whole speech, he said, Rabbi, this
Before?
what you're saying is before the food or after the food? What you are telling me? She was listening very carefully, but he said, את הדור לפוס דיאביב. But this is not, but you have to start like this. First, how do you start first?
Chesed.
I'm obligated to start chesed for my house. So you don't say nothing to your wife, you're right. Not because she's right. She is wrong, your mother is wrong, your mother is wrong, but the whole cemetery is wrong over there. But you say, you're right. Because this is chesed. Then you say to yourself, what's happening now at this moment is for my sake. It's my sake. It's not my wife, my brother, my partner. It's my sake.
So when do you become right then?
Huh?
When do you become right?
You see it for your own.
I still look for the right. You have to get 49 keys from me, and when you go free, you really understand that to be right in this world is very difficult.
Challenge.
Very difficult. Because we are so messed up with our minds. It's before you came, somebody came to me. They want to get married. He's 42 and she's 42 and a half. And they want to get married, but they're afraid of getting married. So they're 2 years dating already. So his mother calls the rabbi to show, please talk to them. Maybe you can make sense to them. But they're sitting with me, this young couple. They want to get married. They cannot without each other, but they cannot go forward. You listen, Roma? Who is right over there? None of them. Each of them gave me half an hour speech, why is right and why the other person is wrong. I was listening. They told me, what? Both of you wrong. They didn't like it, so they come in another time. So, if you're looking for right and wrong in your life, you won't be able to, it's too difficult because we have to know so much about right and wrong. It's a big trap in life. So the question is, the beginning is to be kind and to do it for yourself and to ask yourself what Hashem wants me to do now. Because people are going crazy, totally crazy if they're going by their own thing. Just on number 4 step, you come to the point of, this is really the right thing for me to do. This is number 4. Number 5, when all of us, basically most of us over there, we are crippling there. It's called the Hod of the Gvura. Hod of the Gvura means when you're so peaceful about it, you're so good about it, which is, this is the, it's huh? Yes, it's start to love himself.
זה כבר...
אתה יודע מה אתה מדבר? So, but hod, somebody once said that Yehudi mean two U's with the name of Hashem and the word hod in the middle. This is what the Yehudi should be. To put hod in the middle of our life. מה זה hod? That we are so peaceful about it. It's not just the right thing. It's not just the will of Hashem. It's not just for me. It's not just a kind, because this is the להשלים עם זה. To feel so good about it. To feel so content about it. This is a challenge. Most of us were on this kind of there. So once I read in the Tomer Dvorah, and over here it brings the in every midot it brings a whole description. He come to Netzach Hod Yesod, this last three. He take 2 pages, say Netzach Hod Yesod. He say briefly. So he say this is the Jews. I think he gave up 400 years ago already. It's 3 lines of everything. Netzach Hod Yesod, because it demands from a person. It demands from a person to take himself, whatever he believes, whatever he was always Yetzarim, all these things, and say, no, but this is not the right thing. As Netzach v'Hod, Netzach is to the truth of this, and the Hod is the peaceful of this. As מה זה יסוד? יסוד we equivalent it to יסוד is a move. Let's say you want to imagine that there is a river, and you make from the river all kind of astanovka, channeling it to 10 or 20 places. Okay? The yesod is when the water start to fly, to float over there.
All those areas.
So it might be that there is one place that there was not cleaned well or was not deep well, that is just stop over there. It's create a clog. So מושג של יסוד זה מושג של to לחבר את זה. So basically in our understanding, by you holding yourself and not get angry, whatever you are doing, you are, איך אומר התורה, תעולה ארץ על בלימה, the world exists on those people who hold themselves not to answer. So Sefirat HaYesod, it's mean by what you are doing over here, you link yourself to your universal plan, and you are one individual among, and this is your part. So you are a part of a system.
כן, אבל אחרי זה מתלוננים למה אני הייתי יותר בשקט.
איך?
אחרי זה מתלוננים למה אתה לא, why you don't respond back, למה אתה בשקט, why you becoming a victim of society, how much can you stay silent?
How are you answering, Roma?
You also right.
How are you answering?
You're right.
Ask your computer to tell the answer.
Doesn't
There,
have an answer.
There is
זה מה שכולם אומרים, יסוד, זה בשקט.
יסוד, you have to know that by you doing these kind of good things, the gvura, you hold yourself, you are helping Hashem in His divine mission to do what has to be done. It's a very high level of understanding of our action in life.
זה לא lack of communication?
Huh?
זה לא lack of communication?
You talk about over here the Kinyanei Yesod. In a few weeks we're going to learn about it. Now we talk about Kinyanei Gvura. So you cannot, by telling that I'm going to hold this, but I have to speak to her because if not, You're entering, you cannot go to two entrances in the same time. Today, I'm teaching you what is the Kabbalistic way to handle krieg, when there is sometimes that you or your spouse, they want to explode. How to prevent it. If I just say be quiet, it just, it doesn't help me, because it's going to go out. It's going to go up nicely like a geyser, or like a volcano in the good thing. So yesod mean that what I'm doing now, by being quiet, by not answering, by take this, I am helping in a way Hashem, because I am a part of His divine mission, and I created the float of Yesod to the world, so I am a part of this. So Netzach Hod Yesod, this is the combination. אז מה זה מלכות?
פירות. פירות.
מלכות, I explain like this.
To join everything together.
To join everything together now. זה נקרא מלכות.
זה היסוד, לא?
לא. היסוד זה הכוח של החיבור. הכוח של החיבור. You are a part of a divine mission. But now it has to come to a point that you have to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. זה נקרא מלכות. לכן, when we say, אנה בכוח גדולה תמנה תרצה צרורה 6 days, and the 7 days is all of them together. צריך לכוון את השם הזה. Today, we say, קבל רינת עמך סגבנו, טהרנו. It's number 5, because we are 12 days. Tomorrow is going to be Nora, and the 7 days is going to be, the 14th is going to be the whole name. Because it has to come to a point when it's going to be implemented and executed. Meaning, I can speak to you, Boris, about coming on time to the meeting. You say, Rabbi Yeshua, you're absolutely right. I made my commitment. It's going to be okay. Now, if one of these stages doesn't work the next day, and all of them